going to be my August hits and hell no's. As you can tell by the title, I did change up the name a little bit because there are some products that I was just like, hell no. Good, so let's get into first set of items that I have here, which is just a bunch of lip products, and I tend to favor those because I'm more of a lipstick person as opposed to wearing too much eye makeup. So I'm just going to jump right in. Of course, you guys know what these are. These are the Lime Crime, what do you call them, velvetines. So I have sort of a love-hate relationship with the velvetines, and I think it's mainly because my lips are pigmented. So I have on today the Lime Crime pink velvet, and it's nothing to do with the actual product. It's just that I think that the lighter colors like suede berry and pink velvet, I cannot use them without doing a lip liner first, which is what I had to do today. And I have on the pink velvet today, and I love the color. Just for me, it takes a little bit more work, and I do have to use a liner normally before I apply this one. This one, however, the Wicked and even the red velvet, because they're a little bit more on the darker side in terms of color, they apply just so much better on my lips. It gives this sort of literally a velvet look on the lips, and everywhere I go when I wear this thing, everybody wants to know what color I have on. Now I've had this for a while, but it's just sort of been sitting there, and recently I just started grabbing for it, and it's literally within the month it's been one of my go-to colors, just to pick up and throw on, just to add a little bit of glamour to my look. Whether it's day or night, this color can work for you. So this is definitely one of my favorites this month. The formula of these is amazing. They wear all day. I can eat with this, drink with this, work an entire day with clients, and this stays in place. So it is definitely worth the cost of these. This is Wicked. And as we are on the topic of lipsticks, I bought these recently, and these are the Rimmel, the Kate, I believe this is, what's her name? Kate Moss. I believe it's the girl who represents their brand. This is Kate Moss's lipstick collection for Rimmel. I have 3 of them that I bought recently, and I will be doing sort of an in-depth post about these like on my Instagram coming soon, so you'll see like swatches and stuff. But these have been sort of my go-to lipsticks for more natural lips. Now I do have them in very natural colors. This one is 105, this one is 104, yeah, 104, and then this one is 101, and they're all sort of mauvey, pretty pinky sort of lip colors. So let me just do a little quick swatch here. They are very pigmented. They go on super smooth, and even though they're matte, they're very creamy on the lips. So they're not drying. I've heard a lot of people saying that they were drying, but to me, I have not had any sort of sensation like that. Have a MAC lip pencil, and I know this is a little bit costly because I think these pencils are about $140 or $120 each, I think, somewhere around there. But this is in the color Soar, S-O-A-R. It's just a really gorgeous go-to mauvey color. It is my go-to lip liner since I've had it, and it is just a stunning color. And this I usually pair with lipsticks that were like the Rimmel ones that I just showed. They usually work really well with this lip liner. I have a tutorial that's coming up using that lip liner that I'm sure that you guys would definitely be interested in seeing. But it's just a really pretty overall color. I do that by itself sometimes. Now it is a little bit costly, and to be honest with you, the MAC lip liners, their regular line, not the prolonged wear line, this is the regular line, I really love the consistency. I can use them by itself as a lipstick, and it's pigmented enough, it stays on the lips long enough, and my lip color doesn't come through, which says a lot, because a lot of the times my lip color comes through. This one by far is my absolute favorite. If you are looking for something that's in the pink range, more on the natural side, I would definitely suggest getting MAC Soar. I have some face products, which 2 are cheek. Now these 2, this is Wet n Wild. They're both very large color icon. They call them bronzers, but obviously this is not a bronzer. These are the color icon collection from Wet n Wild. I've seen these. Now my sister brought these for me when she came in. They sell online. You can get these, I believe I've seen them at Starlite, Maraval, and of course a lot of the Facebook sellers, they have them as well too. So I'll put a link to anybody who has them down below. These are, this is Ticket to Brazil, which is a really sort of warm toned bronzer. This is what it looks like. It does have a little bit of orange in there, and it seems to have a little bit of shimmer, but that does not translate onto the face. I have been going to this product now. I've had it again for some time, but when you're a makeup artist like me and a bit of a hoarder, unfortunately you end up with a lot of products that just are there. And I've been grabbing for this mainly because it was just accessible for me, and I've been really liking using this, not so much as a contour, but really just to add a little bit of definition back into the face. Sometimes when you do a full face of foundation, you can tend to wash out your face, and you tend to wash out the natural contours that you have. And me being a little bit more on the plus size of life, my face tends to look very round and very huge. So what I have been doing with this is just using a nice big fluffy brush with this and just dusting it along the perimeters of the face, just to really add back a little bit of that natural shadow. So it's not so much for definite contour, because I think it's a little bit too orange for that, but it works wonderful for just adding back a little bit of life into the face and some dimension. This one, which is Reserve Your Cabana. Now this one is a little bit more on the light side, but I love this. It's a highlight color, I would say. Let me just swatch this to you. Now this is light on my skin, so this is the only information that I have that I would tell you to sort of look out for. That I'm an NC42 in MAC, a Revlon Color Stay Golden Caramel, what do you call it, a Cashew in Clinique, and a Cashew in Estee Lauder foundation. So just some color references there for you. And I'm a W4.5 in the L'Oreal True Match. And this tends to be very, very light on my skin, but it's a gorgeous, subtle highlight. This is the swatch of that here, and this one is Reserve Your Cabana. So it's not that much darker than my skin tone, but it does add a little bit of depth there. Now the way that I would use this is I actually have both products on today. Reserve Your Cabana is right here, and what do you call this again? Ticket to Brazil I've used along the perimeter of my face. The only thing with Reserve Your Cabana is that if you're very dark skin, it's not going to work for you. I would think anything more than like a caramel, and then see maybe 45, anything darker than that is not going to look good on you, because it's going to go sort of ashy on your complexion. So you want to avoid it if that's the case. But this really gives a subtle glow. It's not in your face like, you know, most highlighters. Like I love, one of my favorites is the Mirror Luminizer by The Balm, but this is super, super highly intense, and it can look very shiny very quickly, not in a dewy sense, but in an oily sense, especially during the daytime when the weather is very humid. But I love adding this, and this just gives such a subtle sheen, and it just brightens the face without looking very, very dewy. Now I do have it on over a very sort of shimmery blush, but the product itself is not very dewy. I have it a little bit on the bridge of my nose by itself, so you can see that it gives you a glow, but it's not shiny. I absolutely love these, and the amount of product that you get in here for the price is amazing. So, and the last thing that I have with regards to face are two powders. Now this is rice powder. I believe this is the Nye Neutral set powder, and it looks like this. I got this from Makeup Haven, so I'll put a link to this below here. And what this is, it's the same like the banana powder that everybody raves about, but it's a white version to that banana, and it's literally what it says. It's a neutral setting powder. You can use that on all skin types. If you use it on a darker skin tone, it will sort of give you like, not an ashy, but you will see like a white, almost like a halo type blur. But if you spray your setting spray, or if you give it enough time, that goes away and it just settles in. And I have found that I've been reaching for this a lot, simply because it is really gorgeous without changing the shade of your foundation. Now banana powder tends to be a little bit too close to my skin tone, and when it sort of settles in, it oxidizes on me a little bit, so that I look a little bit orange or a little bit yellow in the areas, more yellow rather in the areas that I place banana powder. So I've been using this particularly to set like my T-zone and like my under eye concealer, because I have a lot of open pores in this particular area and a lot of fine lines underneath the eye. This has been working wonderful without actually getting into like crevices and like caking up inside of there. So I love it for that. That's the Nye Neutral set. And my face powder, I've been using this one a little bit now, and I wanted to use this a while now before I talked about it. And I absolutely love this powder, and this is MAC's Care Blend Press Powder. Now this powder is really marketed towards people who have oily skin. It's a very sheer, almost creamy powder. See, that's what it looks like. And I'm in the shade medium dark. And the reason why I love this is because I have dry skin, and when I use regular powders, they tend to sort of cake up and show like all the flakiness of the dry bits that I may have, and they tend to settle in all of my fine lines and make my lines look more pronounced. This, however, was formulated with like oils in here like vitamin E and stuff like that that are really hydrating on the skin. However, people who have oily skin, you can use this as well too. It will give you sort of a very natural setting of your foundation. I would just be a little bit careful if you are using it around the T-zone, because you can get a little bit shiny. It's not that the product makes you shiny, it has no shimmer whatsoever in this. It is very matte, very much like every other powder that you would use. So there are no like sparkles or anything in it. But I would say that this would tend to make people with oily skin a little bit less matte as the day goes on. So you may tend to get a little bit oily much more quicker when you use a powder like this. But honestly, the way this looks on the skin, like I have this on today, and I don't know if I can maybe zoom you in. I don't know if you'll be able to see what it looks like. And it's sort of very, I mean, it's not even cakey. You're not even seeing it like around my nose, which is where I usually see it. And I usually have like fine lines right here. See that makeup tend to settle in, and you absolutely do not see it with this powder, and it's gorgeous because of that, because of the fact that it does not settle and it just lays on the skin so beautifully. That's why I absolutely love this. And I have a hate-hate relationship with powder usually. This is the first powder that I've ever used, aside from like the Nye range, that I've absolutely just loved, and it's not really accentuated anything bad about my skin. These are my favorite lashes, and you would see me use this time and time again, and people always ask me which ones I am using. And these are the Pinkies 1220, which are hands down my favorite pair of eyelashes, and they're very cheap. If you can look at the price here, that's $14.95 at Pennywise, people. And I have multiple pairs of these. You can wear them multiple times, and the reason I have worn this actually, so this has been worn. The reason why I love these is because they start off a little bit smaller, they flare out ever so lightly on the end, but they mimic the Ardell Demi Wispies, and they're very soft and very natural without being over the top, but they do give you a very glamorous sort of look. And these are by far the most natural, dramatic lashes that I've used. And if I have to wear false eyelashes, these are my go-tos in almost every single video that I've used false eyelashes in. I hell knows, and these are literally hell knows this month. These products they frustrate me. These are the Clean and Clear Smoking Cream shadows. Wonderful World had these a little while ago, and I've had them for a while. And I was really excited, particularly for this green chartreuse type of color. Oh my god, this was fantastic when I saw it. And when I saw them, now I bought three, one after the other. This gorgeous purple, this chartreuse, and this sort of coppery color, and these to be used as bases. Now I thought, wow, these are stunning. The pigmentation on this is going to be fantastic. I bought three, and they were really reasonable. And I normally use clean color products, and they work really well. When I got home, I was so excited to swatch them. And first, to begin with, if you look at this, you will see that it's sort of very greasy, very oily inside of there. The product is literally, oh god, it smells like that same kind of old oil, kind of old petrotrin kind of smell. Good lord. And then number two, when I picked up the actual product, can you see that, how horrible that is? No, you can't. It's very, it feels like oil on your hand, like I picked up butter from inside of here and was about to slather it on my eye. So not only did they smell horrible, but the pigmentation, like you would think that when it looks like this in the packaging it's going to transfer like that. Absolutely not. This is what it looks like. It's really just a hot, oily, shea mess. It looks like tinted butter on your hands. It is horrible, and I've been meaning to throw these away, and like the reason I did not throw it away is because I was saving them to talk about it in this thing. This has been the biggest waste of $30 that I've ever spent. You need to go. Hell no. Right, and then the other waste of money, now I usually love e.l.f. products, and I've used like their regular face primer, and I bought this primer. It's their hydrating face primer, again because I have a little bit of oily skin. I thought, hey, let me fills in fine lines, moisturizes, nourishes, vitamin A, C and E, blah blah blah. Bought it to try it. First few times worked well. I didn't really see anything different, but it was really hydrating. Didn't emphasize any sort of fine lines or anything on my face, but it worked well. Now, same thing. It smells like rancid olive oil inside of here. Like, how the hell am I supposed to put this on my face? I've had this for less than a month, and already it smells like old oil, and I paid like $60 TT for this because it's not really cheap when you think about it. I could have put like $10 more and bought an NYX primer, which I use and I know that it works, and that's like $80. And yet still, this thing, maybe I could fry some chicken in it. I don't know what the hell to do with that again, but that's horrible. And I think it was responsible for my horrible breakout that I've had on my face, because that oil started going bad before I actually got the smell from it. So I think they literally, for the hydrating aspect of that, I think they literally just poured like some sort of oil in there, and not the good kind either. Right, so the last, and I'm not sure if this is a hell no. I'm still sort of on the fence about this product, and a lot of people are probably going to hate me for this, but this is the Voluminous Miss Manga. Now you see everybody from what do you call her, Farah Dukai, all of these big I think I've seen Michelle Phan using this. A lot of the big YouTube stars I've seen raving about this, and they said that it can replace like a lot of the mascaras that I love with this one product, because I never use just one mascara to get like a full eyelash look then, so to speak. So I was really excited, and I literally like with my husband in Superfarm, poor guy thought I was having a stroke. When I saw this and I grabbed it up, bought it immediately. It wasn't cheap either. I think it was like $70 I paid for this. Obviously it might have been cheaper in Pennywise, but I was just there and so I picked it up. And this is what the brush looks like. First, to begin with, it looks like a very promising brush, because brushes that tend to have this sort of bristly, I don't know if you could see that, that sort of bristly type of look usually is very promising. And I have an Instagram post, a picture that I did where I compared like my regular lashes and then with one coat and two coats of this. I'll probably link that picture down below so you can tell. I think it's not so much the formula is my problem. I think my only problem with this, and the reason why I am not saying it's a hell no completely, is because I would know that I would not reach for this product, simply because I find that when I apply this, it gives the eyelashes sort of a very messy, spread out, all over the place, kind of up and down, like my eyelashes are having a stroke kind of situation. And that to me is not very flattering. It's not what I like, and it's not what I tend to gravitate to. I must say that it did give me a nice black color. It did give me a lot of sort of pow, and it did build up really nicely on the eye. It's just that sort of untidy look to the lashes afterwards. I did not appreciate that, because I tend to prefer clean looking, very naturally voluminous, but at the same time separated, clean looking lashes, and this did not do that. And I think this is the one downfall about this that is going to stop me from reaching for this mascara. So that is it for my video. Hopefully it's not too long and it's not 20 minutes again as usual, but I will try to cut it down as much as I can. And for those of you who did endure through the end, thank you so much for your support, and thank you so much for your views. And if you enjoyed it, please thumbs up the video. If you've used any of these products that I've tried before, let me know what you thought about them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching.